Welcome back, everybody. Perth LinkedIn Success Series rolls on. Always joining me, fantastic co-hosts. I've got to come up with something better just to ramp it up a little bit. So guys, how are we going again?
Going very well, man. How you going with this carb and no sugar diet or regime that you're going?
I'm doing well now. 3.5 weeks down. The headaches are gone.
I was thinking about bringing you some boxes of donuts.
Don't do that, my friend.
I didn't know. Actually, now that you've said it, the vest is looking a little bit baggy these days.
It's not hiding anything anymore, which it was before, so thank God.
Yeah.
But guys, special guest today. So I don't think we need to waste any more time. Should we get him straight on?
Let's get on.
Please welcome Jamie Vine.
Hello, Jamie.
Hi. How are you?
Pleasure to have you with us
Welcome.
today.
Good to see you.
Brilliant to see you.
Yes. Everybody, our special guest today is Jamie Vine for Liberty Executive Suite, so we changed our name.
Liberty Flexible Workspaces.
Flexible Workspace. So I'm going to let Jamie to introduce himself and tell us more about him and what Jamie does.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Jamie Vine. I'm the founder of Liberty Flexible Workspaces. We launched in Perth in July 2011, having been in this sector since 1997, which makes me older than I feel. So yeah, we came to Perth in 2010, launched in 2011, and brought a new way of working to Perth. Initially with serviced offices, moved into co-working, and more recently into large events and conferencing space.
And I know that it was through LinkedIn that you and I got connected.
Yes.
And since then we've been interacting, on and off for the last 9 months or a year and a half.
Yep.
Which is great. And you've been a great supporter of LinkedIn Local Perth.
Yes.
And which is one of the things that, I like about you, by paying it forward, in it together, giving it back and so on.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about the reason why you're so proactive on LinkedIn and even trying to help LinkedIn promote the platform?
Yeah, look, it's twofold. I think what attracted me to LinkedIn Local was Liberty's a people business. Anybody can create an office, anybody can call themselves co-working, and many people are these days when they've got vacant space. But the reality is the only thing that we do that can't be copied is our people. So we became we've always been a people business, but our focus from a marketing perspective and branding became all around people probably about 18 months ago. And LinkedIn Local is obviously doing exactly the same. It's taking that kind of offline relationship and making it about the people. So it seemed like a good fit, just from a brand perspective, but also then, just getting people in a room and giving people an opportunity to network, becoming an event sponsor and a venue partner for LinkedIn Local was just a natural fit, and it's a good way of us obviously supporting the local community as well as showcasing what we do.
Great stuff.
So from my perspective, being in the finance industry, we had a good chat just before, but I want you to touch on what we discussed. So I think it's a great business, obviously, but even more so now with what's happening in the finance sector and how the costs, and you've got all of this in available space. The fact that you're giving short-term contracts to people, so they're wanting to go and they got the cohabited space, obviously office space. I want you to talk about the benefits, overheads, etc. for businesses, the value that it brings, so your business brings to them.
Yeah, I mean, there are two ways it can bring value. So you've got more mature businesses who historically would have started in our space and then moved into a lease. They're now coming out of leases and not wanting to be tied into that. So mature businesses that want flexibility. And then for businesses that are becoming established, the cost of setting up in your own space, regardless of the length of term, is just the capital expenditure, the bank guarantees, the investment in the space to get it operational, in equipment, and all that stuff costs a fortune to get set up. And then it's kind of rigid for the period of your lease as well.
Absolutely. I think it's a great intermediary. So for startup businesses, especially because it's a risk in itself, going self-employed or starting out in an industry and you're not aware of what's going to happen in 1-2 years' time, why not take that space that's just leased monthly until that number one, you can prove that you can run a successful business, and then two, it's not an investment that's just stuck in for the long haul, and you've got no idea what's going to happen in 5-10 years time, especially with small businesses often failing within the first 24 months. So I think what you offer in that space is actually quite fantastic. Yeah, that's just my point of view.
Thank you. So, I mean, even in addition to the flexibility, the fact that we've got an on-site support team in each space as well, it means that, I mean, the reason we're called Liberty is we give our clients the freedom to focus on their core business. And that's because we do everything else. So we run the reception, we answer the calls, we deal with the suppliers, we deal with the landlord if there's an aircon issue, we sort out the printer, we make sure the dishwashers. So everything that you potentially would have to employ somebody to do or do yourself is taken away, and we do that as part of our service, which gives time back to small businesses, which is, you know, it's enormous when you are a small team of 1, 2 or 3 people. The fact that you can spend all day every day doing what you're good at is vital.
Which hopefully assists with the bottom line as well and profit making, because you're putting all your time and energy into the sales part of the business and not worrying about the admin side of things. It's great.
So much value to add there, but Jamie, I want to go back to the LinkedIn use, not so much around the LinkedIn local in Perth, but you utilise the platform on LinkedIn, you're involved in the local community. Can you tell us a little bit about your purpose, your why, on why you invest the time in this platform?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to our core being about people. One of my pet hates is people who use LinkedIn as a way of trying to sell you something. And anybody who's involved in LinkedIn from a mentorship or anybody who's ever used it properly will tell you that's the worst thing you can do. So it is about becoming a bit of a go-to person for things so that people go to you rather than you chasing them. And just creating that kind of awareness of where you can help, and then offering that help without necessarily wanting something in return. And it's that, you know, pay it forward scenario we talked about earlier. It's it doesn't cost a lot to give a lot.
Absolutely. I like that, and I think that's a perfect note to sum today's interview on. Doesn't cost a lot to give a lot. That's
there's
perfect.
just one thing that I would like Jamie to let us know as well, you know, because you don't have only one site in Perth. You have a few locations around. Could you tell us where are those locations?
Yes, so our original site is in Allendale Square. That was the one that opened in 2011. Floor and a half in there. We opened level 14 at 197 St George's Terrace in 2012. We opened the ground floor conference suite at 197 in March this year, 2018. And then last Monday we opened level 13 at 37 St George's Terrace. And this Monday we've just opened level 1 at 53 Burswood Road.
Jamie, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with us, giving us some insight into Liberty and the real value that your company can bring to people that are looking for some flexible working options. So, Jamie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, feel free to connect up with Jamie, click on his hyperlink. We'll also place the website up for Liberty so people can get some more information. So check that out. Thank you for joining us again, and until next time, stay strong, Perth.
Catch you guys later.